Hey, what's up guys, it's TechSummer, talking to you here, and in today's video I'm going to review the BMW 530e. This is an amazing car. It's a plug-in hybrid and it has two motors, one electric motor with 110 horsepower and one gas-powered motor with almost 200 horsepower. Coupled together they have a combined 288 horsepower. This has a lot of power. It does the 100 to 0 in about 5.9 seconds, and it's really fast. But the real question in today's video is not if this car is worth it or not, but simply are plug-in hybrids worth it in 2023? Because these cars are being extinct with the resurgence of the electric car revolution. Is it worth it to buy a BMW 530e in 2023? And an even better question, is it worth it to buy a plug-in hybrid in 2023? So, if you are excited for these types of videos, these car reviews take a long of time to do, so do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So, let's start with the design of this car. And this BMW has a very interesting design, because it still managed to keep the same BMW touch without losing its classic BMW design, but still manages to innovate using some design quirks that I actually love. So let's start with the front of this car, which is pretty interesting. This BMW is also known to have these huge grills. These kidney grills are very known to the BMW brand. They are big, they are obnoxious, but in my opinion they are beautiful. This BMW is the 5 Series, so it has more horizontal type kidney grills instead of having the big ones found on the iX or even the i4. This car front is insanely beautiful. It's one of my favorites part of the design. But it doesn't stop here, because this design is also insanely cool if you look at by the side. This BMW has the same design features that the older BMWs from the 530e has. You can see here that the specs here run and overflow the air. This car just glides through the air, no noise inside. It's extremely comfortable, and that's because of the design. The design also looks extremely aggressive without its, I would say, quirks and features. This has the Pack M of this car, so it has fenders for the air to come through. These are real fenders actually, but they do not do much for the performance. You can see the mirrors are also pretty cool. They have cameras hidden inside, so this car it's very high in tech. You can construct a 3D model outside the car, and so it needs these cameras as also they have on the front. Coming around, you have the same design from the classic BMW 5 Series, very recognizable. BMW did not change much here, and that's a good thing. But like I was telling on the beginning of this video, this is an hybrid powered car, so you have to put gas here and you have to charge it. This is our first quirk. It's the gas door, so it's actually closed right now because you have to turn it on from the inside. But this has a 46 liter deposit for you to put gas. I like to put 98 gas because it's extremely expensive, but this car is one of the best if you want to use electric and also gas. This has the best of both worlds. It's extremely fun to drive on the gas motor. It has tons of torque, tons of power, and a beautiful noise, while the electric motor provides the economy and the, I would say, easy of use just by using an hybrid powered car. But that's not all. This car also has beautiful wheels. It has a 20-inch wheel, and it's really beautiful. You can see these wheels are very detailed. They have black details together with the silver ones. They are insane. These tires, I would say, they are Pirelli tires, and they are more designed for efficiency than performance and traction, but still, these wheels are just one of the best features of this car. These are only exclusives for the Pack M, and I would say the Pack M is really worth it. You can see here the calipers for the brakes. They are blue, and okay, they could be red, but I do prefer the blue from the BMW brand. This just makes this car top notch. But going back for the back of the car, this is the part that I would say is more recognizable for a BMW fan. This car does not run from its genetics. It has big lights coming from the side, and of course these lights now are improved. This new model coming from the 2018 model, it's bigger, fatter, and they are more bright. If I were able to turn them on, you would be seeing a very big and bright light. The back is also very recognizable. They have this part here, which is optional. This is not coming on the main car. This is optional. They have to pay more. This is not an option from the Pack M, but still, it's a pretty big car and pretty big back. You can see also have the backup camera coming from the system. You have these diffusers, and you have two big exhaust pipes. They are not fake. I could, if I would pick up a stick and stick it up, you can see they are not fake, and they are pretty cool to look at. So good job, BMW. So let's now talk about the boot size, because this is very interesting. As you know, plug-in hybrids have to put the battery somewhere, and this BMW 530e chooses to put its batteries below the boot, so it loses some capacity. Let's take a look inside. I have some camera gear from the team, but you can see it's very long to the back, but it's not very, I would say, high, because the batteries are here, and this, although has some space hidden inside, just hinders the performance of this boot. It only has 410 liters of space, and I would say this is not ideal. Sometimes I take a lot of stuff to my home, on university, or my bedroom, and I have to take a lot of bags, and they don't fit on the boot because it's too small. But I would say if you are 1-2 person only taking 1-2 bags, or like some camera gears I have right here, it's just perfect. Even though this is a plug-in hybrid, you have to sacrifice some things. It's not the range, it's not the economy, but it's the boot size at the end of the day. So it's one of the things you have to choose. You don't have a front trunk, you have only a back trunk, which is not that big. But if you do not care about the boot size, then this boot size is just perfect. 410 liters might be just enough for you. So let's now take a look at the other side of the car, which is the same as the other that we took a look at, but it has some quirks that I need to talk about. And that's the most important part of this new future of electric and hybrid cars. It's the electric motor and electric batteries. Because, as you know, this car has an electric motor of 110 horsepower, but it has a battery of 12 kilowatts. It provides you about 60 kilometers of range during city driving, and about 40 to 30 kilometers during highway driving. You can see here we have the charge port, and this does not have any option for fast charging. This only has the option for, I would say, 7 to 11 kilowatts charging. It's an AC charger only, do not have any DC option, and this is very hindering because the car charges very slowly. So I would say it's pretty cool to charge at night, but charging during the day, doing your work or on the road, it's not the best or the ideal situation. But still, it has that option, and it's important to have, because if this car is not charged regularly, the average of its miles per gallon, it will be high, very high. It will go upwards of 8. Now it goes around 3.5 to 4 liters per 100 kilometers. If you don't charge your car, then God, that spends way more than a normal combustion car, because it has to carry around its big batteries and big electric motor. This is, in my opinion, the worst part of this car. It's the motor, and the way that if you don't charge it every single time that you are using it, so you don't have enough battery to run it around, then your economy won't be that great. But if you do, this car can average some pretty interesting numbers for a 300 horsepower car, which is, in my opinion, so cool. But the real question is, are plug-in hybrids worth it in 2023? I think that plug-in hybrids are an option. They are not the best option, but they are an option. For you, or for someone that doesn't have a big charging network on their country, a plug-in hybrid might be just the perfect option for you. You can use your electric car on city, charge at night at your home, and in big trips, just use your gas power car. But I would say, if you are living in a country where, like United States, Germany, or even in Central Europe, you have plenty of chargers for electric cars around, then I think it makes more sense in 2023 to go for an electric car. Just makes more sense, it's more economic, drives faster, more fun, just better in every single way. Just go all the way and spend your money on an electric car. Tesla, Audi, even BMW have very interesting cars. I cannot wait for the moment that BMW releases the BMW i5, the 5 Series version of the electric car. So, driving this car, it's pretty interesting. Right now, we are on the electric portion of these modes. And as you can hear, it's extremely silent and is extremely comfortable. This is the most comfortable setting of the car. Silent, very, very smooth, no vibrations from the engine, and it has some kick to it, like I can push it forward and you can feel the velocity, but it's not the most high-powered mode. It only has 110 horsepower. It's made to roll on the city 40, 50, 60 kilometers per hour, or even it can go up to 140 kilometers per hour, but I wouldn't say it's advisable. You can completely drain your battery pretty quickly. The driving dynamics on the electric mode, they are close to an electric car, but they are not equal. You can notice the difference in power. This is not a very high-powered electric motor, so at the end of the day, I would not ride on the electric motor only for highways. But one thing that I actually do enjoy on this car is the sport mode, because if you turn on sport mode, the engine will turn on and it has tons of power, because if I push it down, you can hear the motor right away. It's an electric powered motor coupled together with the gas powered motor. It's actually pretty difficult to control, but this car has tons of power, 300 horsepower. It's extremely fast, and let me tell you, when you are hearing the gas motor revving up, it's just a beautiful song. Driving this car is like driving a big BMW. The driving dynamics are fast. This car can drive pretty fast and pretty tight on curves. It's one of the, I would say, funnest parts of this car, and driving a big sedan like this shouldn't be this fun. That's one of the things that I like about BMWs, that even big sedans like this is a big sedan, a 5 Series, it's extremely fun to drive. It's almost as fun as driving a 4 Series or even a 3 Series. I would say the BMWs are the perfect driving machines, and a plug-in hybrid, even if it has 110 horsepower and electric motor, is a BMW. So at the end of the day, doesn't lose its genes, and it's extremely fast and fun to drive. Going back to the driving part of this car, like I told you, right now we are on the sport mode, and this it's a beautiful song, and it just drives like a BMW. Just kicks in, the clutches goes very fast, the speed is just incredible, torque is available in all types of conditions, and this car can go up to 100 kilometers per hour in almost less than 6 seconds, and you can feel it. It's just an amazing car to drive. I would like to take this car into track and test it out. Right now, the best I can do is try to speed up a bit and brake. All of a sudden, it's just a beautiful sound. I love the gas powered engine, way better than diesel, way better than electric. You cannot take this from these petrol heads. Just a beautiful song from a petrol engine. It's just worth it. You can see, just revs, incredible. One of the funnest cars to drive. One thing though, if you do not want to spend any type of fuel, you just brake, turn on hybrid power mode, and this car just goes silent. Goes electric. Of course, you still have the power. You can push it forward, and it turns on EcoBoost, and just goes. But the funnest part of this car is these two worlds, these complete parallel worlds of being quiet, being economic, being electric, and of course the sport mode. Now we have turned on again the electric mode to rest a bit, hear the birds, and just enjoy our ride home. But if you are not with your wife or girlfriend, you don't want to push it too much, turn on electric mode, they will appreciate it. If you want to have fun with your boys, turn on the sport mode, turn on the engine, just make it sing. It's one of the beautiful sounds of the BMW, one of my favorite. Of course, it's not a high-powered gas engine, only, like I told you, 2 liters, only 200 horsepower, but still can bring up some heat and some power. At the end of the day, perfect hybrid car, perfect for two worlds. When I have an amazing engine, amazing sound, this car can deliver it. When I have electric car sound, nothing, just quiet, smooth, and very comfortable. The BMW 530e can do it all. and it's one of my favorite cars to drive. So I do believe that the plug-in hybrid is cool. It's a cool technology because of this. You have both of the worlds, and you have the disadvantages of this electric car, only 40 to 60 kilometers of range, but you still have a big engine that can support you, can make a lot of sound, and you still have good acceleration from the electric motor and all of those good advantages from having an electric car. But I do believe that this, in its own genes, it's still a BMW, still runs, still drives, goes into curves like nothing. This is a real wheel drive car, so all the power goes to the back wheels, so you can do some cool donuts. This BMW, perfect for driving. I mean, it's a BMW. What you want more out of a BMW? So, let's now check the interior of the car. Let's go in and check how tech this car is, because I do believe it's a very cool looking car. You have here the driving wheel and of course tons of space. To start with, you have two screens. Like most modern cars, you have the main screen. This is about a 13-inch diagonal screen. It's pretty big, it's pretty bright, and the colors are nice. The software here is something that I have to critique. BMW, it's not the best. It could be better. You have to go home and then it's kind of slow. You also have the various options, cars, information of driving, all of these settings, pretty complicated for a BMW, but still you have Apple CarPlay, which is something that most cars nowadays have, and it's one of the best features of some car software. Of course, now you can still go back into the BMW system and you have all of your settings, but I won't dive deep. This is your normal everyday BMW system. What is most interesting though is this screen here. It's pretty big, pretty bright, gives you all of the information that you need, your range for electric, your range for the combustion engine, your information, drive information, how much kilometers you did, your economy, everything. Temperature is just the best one. Then for the space inside, you have pretty much that much. You have this space here, which you can put some cup holders, your wireless charger here. That's pretty cool. You also have very good space here. You can put like 2 bottles of water, 1.5. Good for storing your wallets, your keys. Then you have this space here on the side of the door. It's better if I open it to show you. You have this space here with tons of space. You can see I have my glasses, I have my wallet, more glasses, masks. Like, it's a pretty big space, and you have all of this space around on both sides. Then you have this wheel, which it's one of my favorite features of BMWs. Very comfortable, very dynamic, and one of the best features of the interior of this car. You have the BMW symbol, very pretty. All of these buttons and settings, which I do love. I do not like when every car nowadays, like electric cars, Teslas, they put everything and concentrate everything on this screen. Not nice, not the best. In my opinion, way better with buttons. Although this is a big sedan, it can only sit 5 people. So keep that in mind. In terms of space in the back seat, there is plenty. This is a big sedan, so there's plenty of space. I'm 5'8", so about 170 centimeters, and there's plenty of room for my legs and head. So if you are under 1.9 meters tall, then you will probably be extremely comfortable on the back of this car. So, what you thought about the BMW 530e? It's finally over, the review, and for me, I think this is a pretty cool car. Although, the thing is a plug-in hybrid worth it in 2023? And that's the question that I cannot answer for you, because it depends on a lot of things. Is this car for traveling long distances? Is this car traveling short distances? In my opinion, a plug-in hybrid in 2023 is worth it, but only if you don't have a very wide and available charging network. If you do, then an electric car makes more sense. It's more economic, it's just easier to charge faster, and you don't have to carry around a big bulky deposit with a big bulky engine. So at the end of the day, this is not the most efficient, but for some people that do not have any more options to charge, they have to go 400 kilometers without charging, this electric car or this system of electric car is worth it. Because at the end of the day, an electric car is an electric car. More economic cars are better for saving the environment, and this BMW with an average of 3.5 to 4 liters at 100 kilometers, it's better because the same model just spends 8 or 7 liters per 100 kilometers. At the end of the day, I do not care what you say, this car is more economic, it's more fun to drive, still has the same good metrics of an electric motor, it's quiet, easier to drive. Around cities you can drive it around on electric motor, and it's just do not pay any type of taxes on big cities inside like London. And if you want to go have fun, have a big engine making some big noise, you can go. It's best of the both worlds if you don't have a big charging network system. So what you thought about the BMW 530e? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. This car is very controversial. The plug-in hybrid technology is still very controversial, but I do still think it has a place in our car modern society. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thanks for the team that helped me make this video, and of course their profile pages on Instagram will be linked down on the description below. This has been Tech Someone talking to you here. Bye bye.